Out of Florida, where a federal judge has just overturned the CDC's national mask mandate for planes and other forms of public transportation. Joining me now is NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams. So, Pete, does this mean that everyone can take their mask off inside a plane, or is there another step?
Well, that's what the judge says. We're waiting to hear what the Centers for Disease Control, TSA, and the FAA say. I doubt that planes in flight, for example, know about this, or that most airlines are even quite aware of what they're supposed to do now. No comment yet from the Justice Department about what it will do, although I suspect that the government will seek a stay of this judge's order. So this is a federal judge in Tampa, Florida, who has ruled in a lawsuit brought by a group called the Health Freedom Defense Fund, and two women who said that they didn't like wearing masks on a plane. One of them said that her anxiety was aggravated by having to wear a face mask, and the other said the mask constricted breathing and provoked or exacerbated her panic attacks. And the judge has said two things here, that the Centers for Disease Control did not have the authority to issue this mask under the law that set up the CDC, and secondly, that the federal government failed to go through all the necessary steps in making a rule like this and seeking public comment. Now, the judge said, normally speaking, in a case like this, she would issue a ruling in favor only of the parties to the lawsuit. In other words, that a mask mandate would not apply only to them. But the judge, who is Catherine Kimball Mizell of Tampa, said that's not possible, that it would be hard to distinguish them from others. And then she says, if she were to try to limit it, how is the ride-sharing driver, the flight attendant, or the bus driver to know that somebody was a plaintiff to this lawsuit with permission to enter mask-free? That just wouldn't work. So she has declared the mask mandate illegal. She has struck it down. Now, as I say, I don't know what the government's going to do about this. I would think they'd seek a stay of her ruling. This was the mask mandate, of course, as you mentioned, applied to airplanes, trains, buses, other kinds of mass transit. And in the case of airplanes, it's been extended several times because the government has said that it's been effective in helping to prevent the spread of COVID. But we just don't know what the federal government is going to do here. I would certainly guess they'll try to put a stop to this and get a stay while this is appealed.
Pete, 2 years into the pandemic, though, with this mask mandate that has been in place for so long, why the lawsuit now? Why would it get overturned now?
Well, the lawsuit was actually filed last year. It was filed last July. So it's been going through, grinding its way through the court before this judge, who, by the way, issued this decision without a trial on summary judgment based only on the arguments that were made in the written briefs. So I think that may be another cause of concern here. This is going to be a very controversial ruling. It's going to be a victory for people who have hated the mask mandates, but the government seems to believe that they are effective, and I would think will try to stop this.
Well, in the meantime, when we've talked to doctors, they have uniformly told us that one-way masking does work. So if you are on mass transit with somebody who's not wearing a mask and you feel nervous, they have said that if you are wearing a high-quality mask, like an N95 or a KN95, you're pretty protected. So that is good news.
Yeah, and of course, I was going to say one other aspect of this. I'm not sure what effect it will have on air travel, because some passengers have felt that it's safer to travel because of the mask mandate. But as you also know, the mask mandate has been a source of incredible friction on airplanes, with fights breaking out over it. So I don't know whether the airline industry will welcome this or not.
Well, some airlines have said they wanted this overturned. There are some flight attendants who have said they don't want to be the monitors. They don't want to have to police this inside of the planes because of all the friction and all the problems that it's caused. So, yeah, we will see. Pete Williams. Pete, thanks very much.
You bet.